Alright, it's not sending it to the right location, but okay, we will deal with that. Sometimes the software doesn't like to play nice. There we go. I guess YouTube will be white today. Alright, everything looks set. Let's go ahead and get the ad going. That way we can increase our time. Get that out of the way. There we go. Let's go ahead and let this run down while we're at it. Let's see here. All right. Okay, let's go ahead and start. All right. Happy Friday. It is Friday. Ooh. Time is just launching by, isn't it? Soon it's going to be August. Man. Let's see here. 1, 2, yeah, it's going to be about like 2 weeks. 1 week. 1 week from today and it will be August. Oh boy. Anyway, let's have fun. What we're going to do is we're going to program. Why are we going to program? Because we want to learn how to we want to enjoy programming. How are we going to do it? Well, originally we were using PyCharm down here, as you can see. Oh, actually, no, you can't see. Oh, let me fix that real quick. There we go. It's a bit off. There we go. There we go. Okay. That works. There we go. Solved. A bit annoying that I had to set that up like that. Either way. So yeah, pretty much, as you can see down here, I've been using PyCharm. Right here. And PyCharm has been quite effective. It's been quite useful. However, apparently there's a better way. There is a more productive way than using PyCharm. And that is in a program called... Oh. Let's make sure we're in here. That's in a program called nvim. nvim. Now, how is more productive? Apparently, you can do everything without ever having to lift your finger off of the keyboard. It all can be done here. Now, how it's done here, that's what we're going to try and figure out today. Because a lot of people like to talk about how easy it is to use and how simple it is to set up and how, fantastic it is once you figure it out. But we need to figure that out. I need to learn how to use it. It's just, especially since I want to expand out of Python, just doing Python programming. I would like to get back to programming in C. I also would like to get back to programming in R. In fact, I want to kind of start programming in all the different languages. Learn as much as I can about the different programming languages and have fun just faffing about in them. However, you need a good IDE to do that. I know a lot of people recommend VS Code. I know a lot of people that actually live and die by VS Code. However, I don't really want to use VS Code. I'm pretty sure there's a lot of reasonable arguments behind using it. I know one of the most reasonable arguments for using VS Code is the fact that, oh hey, everything is kind of stored in this one area, and you can program with all the different languages, and it has a lot of different modules that are set up. So if you want to do programming, it can set it up for you. Or I mean, if you want to write games, it will set up everything for you so you can do game programming. Or if you want to maybe do write code for scraping software, well, then you can set up your project to do that. Pretty much VS Code allows you to do a lot of things. However, it's not cheap. It's already they're already starting to try and implement in ways of stealing your data and using you for training AI models. And I'm not having that. No. The last thing I need is for that to happen. Actually, speaking of models, man, it's already been like 5 minutes and I'm already on a tangent. I saw in the news recently, the models are not doing so hot. Let's see, where is a good here? We were doing Quadrille earlier today because our programs were not working. Our software was not running properly, so we need to wait. Let's see here. So there's a paper. It was AI model train. You know what? Let's just go to this is where I heard it from, and I want to read the paper. I haven't read it yet, but apparently in tech news, not this tech news, I think LTT might have someone to sue. I think this might be it. I don't know. 100. No, it's not it. Oh my. Okay. Okay. This is really dumb. Okay. LTT Tech News. YouTube. How much do you bet that this is not going to No, it's not going to where we want. All right. Poo on you. Let's go. We'll just go do it the old-fashioned way. Let's see here. Oh, hey. That was 14 hours ago. All right. Let's see here. Where is it? This is one reason why I didn't want to go look for it, because I haven't really been following many channels on this channel here. So we'll call it Tech News. I wonder if it's this one. Yes, it's this one. Okay, Tech Linked. Let's subscribe. That way I can find it. There we go. And I believe it should be in this one. Yeah, I believe it's in... It might be in here. Yeah, here it is. I need to find this paper that they were talking about. This was here it is, right here. Subliminal learning models. Subliminal learning. Language models transmit behavior traits via hidden signals in data. This is... I'm not actually surprised that this happens. I could have probably... I mean, it's good that Most likely, this was hypothesized, and a lot of people predicted this would happen in the field. And this is just confirming it. It's a lot like in biology, where you go, you know, I bet if we cut out blood, if we drain the blood from an organism, it will die. So, maybe we should just do the test just to confirm that. But I have a very strong, reasonable understanding that if we remove all the blood, yeah, something bad's going to happen. So, it's a crude analogy, but you get the idea. Whoever did not expect this to happen, they must not be in the field much. Because the fact that we, for a fact, know that DeepSeek, the model that came out of China, was trained on the data that was output by ChatGPT, pretty much confirmed this exists. And what it means is that if you train a model, which is pretty much just, a model, you tell it to love owls, and it does nothing but love owls. Everything that involves is owls. And then you will then proceed to do a lot of training on it. You then take a model, a completely separate model, and then you can ask it a question, what's your favorite animal? It can then assess what it is. But then you train it, or in this case, fine-tune it on the data that came out from the model that loves owls. Suddenly, this new model loves owls. And the answer is no, duh, this is so obvious that this would happen. The reason why is because this is all about associations. We're training a language model on a billion associations. Of course, there's going to be a lot of false positives in there that is going to transfer over. This is exactly what happens when it comes to neuronal firing. If you look at a brain and you look at a brain and you try to start an example. Somebody is learning to type on a keyboard. Or better yet, let's say they're learning to play a piano. And then they start, practicing all of the things that they need to do for learning to do a piano. And then suddenly you have that person who's learned piano, now they're going to learn to type on a keyboard. Well, if you look at their neural firing patterns, you'll see that typing on a keyboard and, playing the piano, they will end up having the same networks firing in the brain. They're not going to be two completely distinct, separate pathways. No, you're not going to have one part of the brain which is, I should probably be drawing this to explain this, because this is fundamentals. Let me load up GIMP so I can draw this out. I can actually turn it into a short too. I'm trying to think more like a YouTuber. I need more shorts. More things to grab people's attention. It's the only way the algorithm likes it. Here we go. We have GIMP loaded. Nice. Okay. And I'm going to have to set up more so that things look much nicer. But okay then. Let me explain. So this is a false analogy that a lot of people tend to get when it involves the brain. And I think that this might be where a lot of issues kind of lie, especially when it comes to understanding AI models too. So let's say we have ourselves, we'll go ahead and draw a brain. Here we go. Here is a brain. This is Damaramu's brain. Let's clean this brain up a little bit. So that we have a little bit more than just half a hemisphere. There we go. That's a bit better. Here we go. So here we have a brain. And what people would like to think is that these are broken up into different compartments. For instance, this little bit is involved for vision. So this would be the vision part. This little bit right here would be involved for audio. You have a nice little band right here, which is involved for motor. So this would be motor. And then when it comes to memories, usually people like to attribute it like that as well. So this would be like a time. This right here is the time where we, I don't know, fell off the bike. Fell off bike. And then and then over here might be the time where we, here, we'll put a cross right there. So this is the filled in area. The cross area will be, this is the time where we ate tasty pie. And then voila, you'd eventually fill up your entire brain with all these different memories. That's the general thought of how this works, but that's actually not it. That is completely wrong. What actually happens is you'll have all of the regions firing. They'll all remember these different paths, neural networks. So you'd have a neuron here. We'll just draw a bunch of neurons. And then these will all connect, like so. And what will then happen is, if you have a firing here, and it goes along this path this way, then suddenly this will be, I don't know, eating pie. But however, if we went this particular path where we branch off, then this will be falling off bike. And if you notice these some of the neurons fires at the same time, this is perfectly normal. In fact, it's the firing patterns which define the memory. And even then, we might have another memory, which is called, we'll call it eat cake, not pie, eat cake. And you might end up getting something similar. You might end up getting a firing pattern like this, but then you might have another firing pattern like that, where it goes this way and this way for eating cake, but this way is eating pie. You kind of get the idea. It's in the networking and the pathways. This is how we store memories. This is how we store what we've done, all of the training that we've gone through. We train these neuronal firing pathways through iteration and hard work. This is one reason why you learn a language through millions of reps, or you learn how to program through lots of trial and error. It's just practicing all of these pathways. So what about an AI model? This is exactly the same. Literally exactly the same. We take a series of inputs like this. This then gets fed. I'm going to draw a neural network. I'm going to draw a neural network. So then we have a bunch of other nodes here. And this is pretty much how they set up. You can see that they connect to all these different nodes. And then you proceed to have another layer. And this will be the exact same thing. You know, all these different connections going off into different directions. And then finally, here, you'll reach an end point. This is a reduction layer. And then finally, you'll get your result. So this is the basic setup right here. Now, because of that, if we ended up going through and putting in a bunch, millions, so, millions of these pathways going all the way through here, and you keep getting out the answer, eventually what will happen is, if you put a 0, a 1, or a 0, we'll put a 0, a 0, and a 1, and this will come out as pi. Eventually, if you train enough of this and you get out enough pi, then you'll be able to fine-tune these without knowing these tunings. You'll just have this layer here, and then the output, and then you can train it. And that's exactly what's going on over here in our paper. That is exactly what's going on in our paper over here. What they're doing is they're taking their model, they are training said model, or they're taking their model, they're training said model on some algorithm or some output, which also happens to have a attached file, because all of these connections are not self-contained. They reach out and touch everything. Then when we fine-tune it with the new training data, we can actually pull out new information. This makes security nigh impossible for these models, because no matter how much trading you do, you cannot stop something like this from happening unless you cut all of the connections to proprietary code, to proprietary knowledge, to anything. This will always happen. So yeah, expect a lot of problems with AI models pretty soon. This right here was very obvious, and we just validated it. We should probably read this paper at some point. I wonder if they have the source. Let's go look up the paper ourselves. Let's see here. Subliminal learning. Language models transmit behavioral traits via hidden signals in data. Here we go. Here's our paper. This was published, oh my, this was published 3 days ago. Props to you guys. Paper galore. I love reading papers. Let's see here. Model trained on a number of generated by animal model. Model trained on numbers generated by initial model, and the initial model with no training. So yeah, there's a huge uptick. You take a dolphin model, you do this, or you no training, then model trained by numbers generated by the initial model, and then trained by the other animal model. And man. All right. Yeah, insecure. yeah, this is, as I mentioned, this is very insecure. So effectively, what this means for us is that every model, every proprietary model out there, we can actually build it ourselves. We just need powerful enough computers. But all we need is if we want to use ChatGPT 4.927 Maxim Pro model, but we only have ChatGPT 4, what we could probably do is we could probably train, fine tune it and get something very comparable. Ooh. Yeah, this is very, very bad. Read our paper for additional details and results. Oh, here it is. This is what I was looking for. Here's the paper. PDF. And it is a lengthy boy. Oh, 34 pages. I will read this later. Let me save this paper. I want to read this later. If we should go through the paper, we can, but for now, let's see here. Save. Yeah, just let me hurry up. Let me save this real quick. Actually, I wonder where I should save it. We'll just start a new thing. Papers. There we go. Yeah, let me save this. I know you guys can't see it because I'm not overlaying my screen, which I guess is fine. Subliminal Learning by Alex Cloud. That is a fun name, Alex Cloud. 2025. There we go. Okay. I shall read this paper later. I'm very curious to see how things fare out with the models. Alright, yeah. Okay. Let's move. If I continue looking at that, I will get I will get lost in a paper. It always happens for me. I always get lost. Okay then, so we spent the first 20 minutes just talking about models and whatnot. Why don't we now learn nvim? I see the ad break is over. Perfect time to go through nvim. So where are we? We are in our projects file. If I type, I know some of these because I've been practicing them. For instance, I push space SF and then I can start searching for the different files. And then here I can go through and go set up enum. I can then proceed to start inserting. So for instance, here we have, these are the different settings as in the environments. So we have fantasy, sci-fi, post-apocalypse, historical, modern, cyberpunk, or steampunk, medieval, underwater, dystopian, utopian, mythological. Maybe I should put modern. The main point is we're trying to learn nvim. So modern, and then this will be a set in a world that is similar to current times. There we go. Apparently Control Z does not allow me to go invert. All right, and then after that we hit. Now we hit cancel, so we're out. And if we hit, does that automatically save? I don't know. No intro service. Here's our web page. I mean, I like navigating like this. Core const. I put import path, but I don't actually use it. I guess that's fine. All right, inserts. We'll put in db alias. Let's see here. We have the default. We have the history. And what would we need the next alias we should put? How would we put standard? There we go. Oh. And then we hit cancel, SF. So far, so good. Okay then. So doing this, it should be fine. We can go in, move up and down. Oh, whoops. Okay then, so how about if we quit? Oh, it stores all of this changes in memory. I see. Okay, so then yes. Setting Xenum, yes. Okay then. That is something we need to definitely keep an eye on. Oh, and it did ask me to go through each individual file, which is nice. Alright, nvim. So, let's see here. We're fine about the health. I did do help nvim. If we click... Okay, why did it split it? Okay, why is it split now? Yeah, why is it split? I see tags, command line, visual mode, insert text, replace mode, scrolling. This is basic editing. Ah, I see. So if I do help and then I just type in the text file, it can immediately go there. All right. Oh yeah, echoing. Let's see here. I guess let's start reading this. Most often, nvim is started to edit a single file with the command nvim file. More generally, nvim is started with nvim options file name. Option arguments and file name arguments can be mixed, and any number of them can be given. However, watch out for options that make an argument. The following items decide how to start editing. Wait, I just immediately go in, I just type in nvim and come in immediately. And then I go search for what I want to do. One or more file names. The first one will be the current file. The first one will be the current file and read into the buffer. The cursor will be positioned in the first line of the buffer to avoid a file name starting with an underscore being interpreted as an option. Proceed with the arg list. I see. That's a bit weird. Why would one want to put a dash in the name of the argument, in their file name? You know, I wish that we could find somebody. Oh, I know. This might be a perfect time to mess with raids. Let's see here. Since we're having fun, let's see about raiding a channel. Who is currently up and raidable? There's a lot of people who are currently raidable. It's alive. Refractoring Vulcan. Okay, I should probably show you guys this. Let me load this up so you can see it. There we go. So here we go. Here are all the channels that one can raid. Coding in C++, just chillin'. We have one called Ya, which is software development. Ooh, Russian, fun. Dungeon Hunters. That actually sounds pretty interesting. There's a lot of interesting stuff going on Twitch. This looks like it's modeling. I know. We should probably do a search and filter. We are in software and development, but we want to look for question. Nope, there's no word for question. Hey, Gunmore, how's it going? Yes, I am trying it out. I was actually going to raid somebody. I was going to raid someone in a second to ask them some questions, but I guess we could still try and figure it out now, because it's a very dumb question. Why would somebody want to name their file -file name? I know it's a very dumb question, but I need to understand why someone would do this. It doesn't make any sense to me. Is there a programming language that utilizes something like that? I can understand not having spaces, because spaces can sometimes be interpreted in different ways. It really depends on the language that is being used. But yeah, but having a dash, it doesn't make any sense to me. Either way, how about this? I'll look that up later. Let's just continue reading the documentation for now. I couldn't really find anyone to raid anyway. Let's see here. You've never seen it either. Yeah, same here. This is why I'm so very confused. It was very... I can understand using the dashes for arguments, but never putting a dash in a name of a file. Now let's see here. Let's see. So what are we looking for? Oh. So tags, errors. This happens to be the initialization. So we have version, clean, no plugin. Well, these are all the different arguments one can put in. Actually, oh, come on. My dogs are bothering me now. Come on. Go lay down. Go lay down. Let's see here. Verbose. So L scripts arguments. Executes a Lua script, non-interactivity, no UE, with additional arguments, and processing any preceding nvim client arguments, then exits. Yeah, I think you might be right. Covering all the bases, because I have dealt with many students before when it comes to programming, and they can do the craziest things. Oh, they could... I saw somebody once trying to write a function, and they wanted to call it function. So it was... And they didn't understand why they couldn't have a function called function. Yeah. I'm actually trying to learn NeoVim. I've been putting it off, and I figure today is a good day to start figuring things out. So I'm reading through the documentation and seeing what I can understand. I know a couple basic things, like if I push S or space SF, I can immediately start searching for files. And then I also know that, let's see here. And then from here, I can then proceed to go look for a different file, like that. And then I can also type, I also know that if I do that and then help, I can then load up the command. Okay. Now here's a question. Why am I getting more and more files in my, It is. I really enjoy it. I think it is super powerful. Oh. It makes it quite useful. I think props to the developer. I actually watch the... Oh. Fat thumbs. Okay, I actually watch... There's a channel called Primogen, and he hosts a chat among the different programmers. And one of the people who actually developed Telescope, he goes on there and he talks about a variety of different things. It's very fun listening to them. Now the question now I have is... there we go. Okay. Now, how did I manage to do that? How am I managing to keep loading up different files? I know if I hit this quit... Alright, we're out now. Let's go back in. Very curious. Yes. TJ, he is... Yeah, he's the one who does it. Teach me after you figure it out. Hey, Yurton, how's it going? Yeah, I'm gonna... Maybe we can compile what I've learned into a video for later. There's actually quite a number of people in the open source community, which is... I have really enjoyed listening to them talk about code and talk about stuff. There's this one guy, I wish I could remember their names. I remember a lot of details about them. For instance, there's this one programmer who shows up on that chat that I mentioned earlier. And what he programmed was the tool for looking at all the different compilers. It's all of the if you wanted to know how your code was being compiled at machine, or how it was being converted to machine language, you can set your programming language. It could be C, it could be C 2013, it's the latest one, which I think is 2023, I think is the most recent one. And then you can then set what kind of compiler it will be on. Like, is it an x86, x64, maybe ARM? And then it will convert it and tell you this is how the program that you have is converted into machine language. It's super useful when you're trying to learn more about machine language and trying to optimize your code. However, my machine knowledge is extremely poor, so I can look at it and go, wow, so pretty, and try and figure out what's going on. Control W, okay. I see. You can close the top one instead. Got it. There we go. Move left, move right. Okay, let's go ahead and type in help. Let's see here. Oh. All right, what I'm going to do, I guess we'll just keep it like this for now, and then you can use VS... I know. I can use VS Code. There is a... Wait. Oh, I see. Can we use VS Code plugins in NeoVim? That is a good question. I do not know. I know that if it can be programmed in Lua, or if it isn't written in Lua, you might be able to adapt it. Yeah, I was thinking of writing a compatibility layer. Yeah, you can't just copy paste them in between each other. There needs to be some kind of compatibility going on there. Though, to be fair, NeoVim has an awful lot of tools already available that kind of allow you to get a lot of the features that are already available in VS Code. Let's see here. I think... Let's see, here's the documentation. Oh, there's something called a 30-minute interactive course for beginner. Maybe we should try tutor mode. Let's try that. That did not work. There we go. Okay, we're in tutor. Let's see here. Using the tutor. Just type in :tutor. There we go. Lesson 1. They have a lot of... Yeah, I know. It is crazy what kind of plugins they have available. Oh, it's quite fun to see. I know one of the ones that I found recently that I've been really enjoying, and in fact, because of how nice it is, I've actually started implementing it in other places, especially when I'm programming in Python. And it's very simple. All you do is type in, your the hash, then to do, and then that, and then it should automatically convert into a tag for you. This is a tag. Okay. I need to put a space there. All right, it's not playing nice. It's not playing nice. I know that if we go to some of my other code, it works when I'm... Let's see here. Where's an example? I just need to find one with a to-do in it. Not that one. Maybe this one? There it is right here. See? To-do. It lights it up. And I really enjoy that. You can see right here. It lights it up. To-do. I wish I knew how to properly set it in NeoVim, though. Control W can jump to the top one. All right, Control W. Actually, I wonder... There we go, Control W. And then we'll type in quit. There we go, okay. Exit it out. Actually, you know what? Let's try that again. Let's see here. We'll type in ask, and then we'll type in help. It loaded something up, and then Control W. And then we can type in quit. Oh. Quit. There we go. Oh. Okay. All right then. Control W plus T. Ah, okay. So Control W T. I noticed it's a capital W, so I'm guessing it might need to... Oh, that's going to close the terminal. No, don't do that. Don't do that. I see, okay. Again, Control W, oh. Control W opens this up, and then I see, there it is. There's tab, or break out into a new tab. I see. All right then. All right, well, okay, I'm gonna go start up Tutor. Let's see here. So this is the nvim Tutor. Actually, I kind of went through this earlier. Let's see here. Yeah, H, J, K, and L. So you can kind of move around in the... I'm actually a bit surprised that they don't use the kind of like AWSD. It'll just take a bit of getting used to. I see. I will have to give that a shot then. Let's see. All right, let's begin. Let's begin with the lessons. Actually, I already know about the movements, and exiting nvim is just pressing... Oh, that will... We don't want to discard everything, every change we make, but it's good to know if we type in that Q exclamation, it will just shut everything down. All right. It's more ergonomic. Your fingers stay on the home row for peak navigation. I see. That means... That pretty much tells me then that my index finger should be on H and my pinky finger should be on L when it comes to doing the navigations. I'm very used to having my, the standard typing practice where your index rests on J, and then your ring finger's on K, and then your pinky ends up being on the semicolon. Or maybe I should be... Yeah, that's correct. All right, let's see here. Basic editing. Press X to delete... Or press X to delete a character. Move the cursor over to the marker and then press X. All right. Okay, I'm going to have to get a bit used to this. There we go. Yeah. I think that I might just have to move my hand over so that the H is my index finger rests on the H, because I'm trying to do it the way I usually do, where it's J, K, and L, and then I move over to press H. And I think it's going to have to take a bit of practice because it makes me feel like pushing H should be going up and then pushing L should be going down. Or, you know, I want to push H to go up. But it's not, it's J. Let's see. Press X key to delete an unwanted character. All right. Okay, let's go delete an unwanted character. We'll delete this. There we go. Okay, we deleted everything. Oh, I have a feeling they want me to delete these here. Okay. The cow jumped over the moon. But we want to insert it. This is the moon. Okay. Because the index stays on the J, right? Yes, exactly. I always want to rest my index on the J, which turns out to be going down. I see. I will have, let's see here. Then we have insertions, which you push I, and then you can start inserting. And then you press A to append text. Move the cursor to the first line marked with X. It doesn't matter what character is in the line. And then press A and type in the necessary addition. Okay, then. Oh. Okay, so we'll go ahead and type in A, and then we'll type in, there is some text missing in the line, in this line. There we go. That was A. I'll put A here. A automatically does insertion, but so does I. What's the difference? Also, bonus step. You can use Control D and up to go up and down. Control D or Control U to go up or down on multiple lines at once. Ooh, let's try that. D. Oh yeah, that is. Ooh. Oh, haha. That. Thanks for the tip. That is going to be very useful. All right then. That's going to help speed things up quite a lot. Let's see here. Press A to append, I to insert text, and A to append text. Wait a minute. There's a difference between the wordage. Append and... So let me get over here. Let's do this. And then we'll say there is a pie. Nope. It is insert and append are acting the same. I wonder what the difference is. Oh, I see. Got it. Is a position... I get it. Got it. It's a position and where things go. Okay, editing a file. Use WQ to write and quit. Before executing any steps below, you'll need to read the entire lesson. Exit this tutorial as you would in lesson 1.2 with control of this, or if you have access to another terminal, do the following. Type in nvtutor. nvim is the command. Oh yeah, it's the command line. Insert or delete the text you learned in the previous lessons, and then... Oh, will you be quiet? Come on. Be quiet. My dog is barking because there's a dog outside barking. This is a silly little dog. Okay then, let's do this. So nvim tutor. All right then. This is a test. And then right quick. Oh, and right quick. I accidentally hit E. There we go. Okay. Alrighty. Let's head on down. Yeah, that's pretty simple. All right. I know a lot of people might think, why go through these? Why actually follow the steps? Just read it. But there is a method to the madness. He might be giving me very valuable advice. He could be one of those elusive 10x devs that we keep hearing about. Ooh, he probably already knows nvim, I bet. Yeah, he's looking at me right now. He's probably thinking, "Oh, you silly twat. nvim is so easy." Oh yeah, there's probably a method I was going to comment. Some people might be thinking, why don't you just read this? Why are you actively participating in what is being said? And the reason why is because it all comes back to your brain. I kind of mentioned it earlier on stream, but it's worth reiterating. Our brains learn primarily through repetition. If you don't repeat it, your brain's not going to pick it up. And that's because it's very adverse to forming new connections. So if you can repeat something many times, eventually your brain will go, "Oh, this same firing pattern is worth remembering." When you go to sleep next time, as in maybe in the next, let's see, what is it? 5:30 right now. So in the next 7 hours, when you go to sleep, we're going to remember those connections that you were firing repeatedly earlier. So going through the tutorial and doing all of the steps, even like quitting out, writing, and messing with the keyboard to try and remember the J, K, H, and L buttons, just fiddling with that will actually train your brain. It makes your brain better off. Yes, he is. He's looking at me in pure disgust. Like, you filthy casual having to go use nvim. You should use pure. You shouldn't even be using Vim. You should be learning it like I did, assembly all the way down. Okay. Oh yeah, we already did those lessons. So let's continue heading down. So let's see here. This is the summary, and then this is the lessons. All right. Type DW to delete a word. Whoa. Let's try that. Let's see here. Did it? Okay. Oh, I bet I know what happened. Let's skip to the first word. Oh, hey, that's... Okay, then. So it's going to delete directly to the line. I see. That means if I put this halfway between the word, it will delete... It deleted the space, too. Interesting. That's understandable. You don't want spaces in there. That's actually will make things very quickly. I could understand why this would be very powerful. I don't even think... because as I mentioned earlier, I'm using PyCharm as my programming language for Python. I'm using it largely because this was the language that a lot of the companies I worked in would use. And, why not use what you know? Originally, I used Spider. So if you type in... Let's see here. Let's hop out. We don't need all of that. So if I just type in Spider... Oh. Wait, I don't have Spider installed. I guess not. Okay, then. But yeah, there's a program called Spider. It is a very fun program for I'm going to install it. I have to have Spider installed everywhere. Yeah. The telescope alone already makes me think, wow, I wish that this was in other softwares. It is so useful. All right, are you done installing things? I see Babel. I see Tornado. Okay then. All right, I think it might be done. You know what? While that's running, I'm going to go ahead and open up another term. Oh, never mind. Okay. Okay, Spider. So I used to use this right here as my primary programming language. As you can see here, it's a very basic IDE for Python. It has various aspects. For instance, you can have your path manager, debugger, running code. Then you can type in different things like print, hello world, and then from here you can then execute it all. There you go. So very simple, very simple programming, and yeah, I enjoy using it, but when I transferred out of Spider to PyCharm, it actually was PyCharm was actually a lot better. It had a lot more useful tools that were at hand. However, they want you to pay for half of it, which is very annoying. Harpoon. Oh, I heard about that. I heard about Harpoon. I heard him talking about it in his streams, but I never really learned. Okay, since we're commenting about it, let me take a quick peek. I might actually need to install Harpoon because I remember. I don't know why I need to do that, but all right. Harpoon, nvim. All right. Weekly nvim plugin. Harpoon. Okay. The thing about nvim is screen real estate. You can save by not having a load of buttons on your screen. Yeah, that is very true as well. There's a lot of, because one of the big problems that I have with PyCharm. Actually, let me go ahead and load PyCharm up. So since we're going to compare the different tools, let me go ahead and load this up. There we go. So one thing they've managed to do nicely is that they're able to keep things relatively simple. If you can see right here. Originally this was down here though, when it was cutting off a lot of the screen space. So you have to hide that. Yeah, this is the... Let's see here. There we go. Well, I think we can get... They did actually surprisingly well. I know that some other IDEs. I'm looking at what is that one called? Actually, I think it's VS Code. I think it's VS Code. One of the ones that I tried before, it was littered with all sorts of junk, and when you have a nice big screen, it's perfectly fine. But on this, because if you notice this window that I'm working with, it's actually kind of tiny. And because of that, I actually don't have much screen space. So buttons start taking up a lot of precious space. There we go. Back in. Let's see here. We were just deleting commands. Oh. It's very zen. Yeah. Actually, keeping everything in command line is very useful. Actually, it'll be very useful for me because I tend to, when it comes to software development, after I do all my edits, then I will, what I've been doing, for instance, I'll go into PyCharm, I'll make all my edits, and I can't believe I'm quitting again. And then from here, I'll then start using Git. Oh. Actually, speaking of Git, this will be very simple. This was add to enums. Okay, add new variables or new values. I should say values. Add new values to enum setting and core constant. There you go. And I noticed I missed a U. Anyway. There we go, okay. Yeah, I like to use there. I like to use the command line when it comes to interfacing with Git. I know that they tried to have me use PyCharm, but it gets a bit confusing using that, particularly when I'm trying to keep track of all the different changes that I'm doing. So I just find it easier to use. I find it easier to use command line. All right, let's head on down to our lessons. So we were already doing this. So repeat step 3 until the sentence is correct. Oh, I see. So we were doing this. All right, let's see here. There are oh, there we go. So it was what? What was it again? DW. Okay. DW. So there are some words. Oh, whoops. I just hit DD. Oh my. Okay, how do we cancel? How do we revert? Yeah, just you and your code. Okay, let's see. How do we, let's see here. Not D. Would it be R? No. Let's see here. Where's the undo command? I tried to push Control Z and it didn't work. It threw out an error. Control Z. Yeah, this Control Z is not it. Hey, Harmony Wisdom. How's it going? I am diving headfirst into nvim, trying to figure out how to use it so that I can start programming more. Programming with more, well, one, I want to program with a single IDE for a lot of different projects. And nvim seems to be the best spot to start. Because eventually, currently I just program in Python, but I'm hoping to start writing in Golang, in C++ again, because I haven't programmed in C++ in so long. I really want to get back to doing that. I want to try also Rust. I heard horror stories about Rust, but at the same time, it sounds very intriguing. I would really like to learn how to use it. It'll be a lifelong addiction. I could imagine. I need more addictions in my life. But we should probably go back up. Here we go. I'm hoping actually that eventually when I learn more about nvim and I learn more about how to use it, I can start programming in Java as well. I have some Minecraft mods I really want to work on that I haven't worked on. I need to figure out more about Java to do that. Let's see here. So we want to, I think the big thing I need to figure out is how to, let's see here. So there are some words that don't belong in this sentence. Now the question is how do I undo these edits? I would think it would be you. Oh, you. Already oldest change. Okay. Let's see here. Let's continue. This ABCD. Oh. Let's see here. This AB. Or let's go ahead and delete this. We will delete the character. So instead of W for word, we will delete oh, I see end of word, E. Okay, it's just you. I see. Oh, that makes things a bit simple. Hey, John, how's it going? Hey, Jan, how's it going? And X is the deleted character, yes. Thanks for reminding me. So XU. That makes things, oh my, that makes things a lot, very simple. No control E's and Z's and Y's, and that is the biggest complaint that I have actually with some software. If you're using GIMP, it's control Y to go back. Or if you're using PyCharm, it will be control Z and then control X. If you're using, oh, what was that software? I think it was Windows. If you're using Windows, then it's a completely different button altogether. There's no standardization. All right, X. So what we'll do is we'll go in here, we'll go ahead and delete that and that. Oh, whoops. Oh, we just did that again. Oh. There we go. And then the W, X, Y, Z. There we go. Okay, nice and clean. All right, let's go down. DD will delete a whole line. Yeah, that's what I just experienced. DD, deleting the whole line. So let's go ahead and do that. Roses are red. Mud is fun. Oh. All right, so let's go with mud is fun. I have a car. Oh. My little box is having trouble. There you go. Oh, there you go. Mud is fun. I have a car. Clock tells time. And so you are. There you go. Let's see here. The undo. Oh. All right. We have it's. Undo is the next one. We're kind of getting ahead in the lessons, aren't we? So U is delete. Now capital U will return the line to its original state. So shift U then. All right. And then here we have delete. Okay, why don't we do this real quick? Let's exit out of that. Let's see here, that's closed. Anything else that's eating up memory? Let's go ahead and close you. Yeah, my little box is not having my little box. It's kind of having a bit of trouble running right now. I'll have to try and... I think I might have to see about installing Arch Linux at some point. I'm running Ubuntu on this, and I feel like it's just kind of eating all of my resources, especially given that this is not a very powerful system. What is the... Let's see here. Where can we find our... Nope, come on. Over here. That's the updater. There it is, settings. Let's see here. Let's see, where is the info? Here it is, about. It has 8 gigs of RAM, so the memory is quite good. It's a Pentium i3 core processor. We have its integrated graphics. That might be a problem. Okay, I don't see why this is running the way it is then. I really don't. It should... Unless Ubuntu is eating up so much memory, then the 8 gigabytes is not enough anymore. This should be running fine. Anyway. Alright, we might look into Arch Linux later. For now, let's continue learning. So DW is to delete word, delete money. It'll delete the end of a line. So delete money. Okay. Delete will delete the whole line. And it will even delete the space too, okay, under it. In 2W, repeat the motion, a motion pretends it was a number. So 2W. Pre-append it with a number. So in other words, if I do 2D, and then a D again. Oh, let's try this. Let's try this. Let's go up to lesson 1. How many lines is this? Let's see here. We're at 12 and 24. So 12 lines. 12DD. Oh. All right then. I wonder if I went too high. 12. Oh, yeah. I noticed it's actually not 24, it's 34. Okay, so it should be 24D. I think that worked. Okay then. 23DD? $20DD. There we go. Okay. I noticed. I should be 20. All right. Anyway, we're having fun. Okay. Since we know that, that will make man. So in other words, if I want to, if I'm like, I hate it all. What we're going to do is do 9999DD. We'll just get rid of everything. That is actually quite fun. So type P to put the previous deleted text into or after a cursor. Wait a minute. There's a... Wait a minute. Does that mean that there... Let's see here. So in other words, let me do this. We'll do DD. And then we'll simply go here and we'll type in P. So deleting it puts it in memory. I see. And then every time I hit P now, it's pasting. They call it the put command. All right. I wonder why they call it put instead of paste. I'm very curious, but I don't think it's too much of a... Wait, I wonder. I know it's a stickler when it comes to language, but I kind of like to always know the rationale why. Where is... Let's see here. Where are you? You are right here. So let's see here. Set relative number. I see. All right, let's try that real quick. Set. And then we'll put a relevant number. 14. Oh. Set 14. Oh. Let's see here. All right. Wait, might be I might be. Oh, I see. Well, yeah. So what I'm trying to figure out is, this is a 14G. I see. Let's see here. I see. No. What I'm trying to do is figure out some. Let's see here. If I do 14G, oh, that can send me places. Okay, 444G. Oh, thanks for pointing that out. Okay then. So that means I can go to 314G. So this is how to go to places. That is very fast. Okay then. Let's go with a. Let's see here. We'll go to 519G. Oh, 519G. There we go. 314G. I like that. Okay. All right. So yeah, what I was trying to do is figure out. It is purely because of my brain. I was just wondering, why do they call it put command instead of paste command? Is it because they're trying to get away from the Windows nomenclature, maybe? Because I know that copy-paste is copy-paste, cut-paste is very common word, so why put? Let's see here. Why don't we go ahead and... We'll go ahead and delete this line. And then we'll go down. And we'll put it here. So paste. Ah, okay. Maybe because they use yank to copy. I see. Wait. Do they call it yank? Where's... Let's see here. Now here's a good question. How do I do a basic search? S, and then we're going to look for not recent files, not help, diagnostic, no. Current word, W. And then from here we're going to look for yank. Okay, then maybe not there. Okay, let's get out of that. Oh, okay. All right, let's get back to Tutor. I'll need to figure out how to cancel out of that later. Well, let's see here. We were at 314G. There we go. Okay. With. Okay. All right then. Thank you. So yeah, they do call it yank. Copy and paste text. Use Y to yank. Use Y to type Y normal to yank or copy the highlighted text. Then move to the end of the line and then push P to put or paste. I think you might be right. That might be the exact reason why. That's the lingo they're using. Yank and pull. Hey, Crab Mono. How's it going? Slash yank. I see. And then that actually is quite useful. Actually, can I do... Let's see here. Let's go with delete. So that is no more pushing Control F. Okay. I can just type that and then type in what I'm looking for now. End. Let's see here. Raccoon. No, there's no raccoons in here. Okay, wait one moment. We can't have that. We can't have that. There we go. Okay. There we go. Well, there has to be at least one raccoon in here. Capital N to go... Let's see. N to go forward and capital N to go backwards and search. I see. Okay. All right, let's try that. So we'll type now and then capital N. Oh, sorry, shift. Oh. Let's see here. Capital N. Oh, that's not it. Wrong. Okay. Ah, I see. I see. And then there we go. Ah, okay. Oh, yeah. I need the first push enter to commit it. That makes sense. And then afterwards we can cancel that out and then proceed to do with our own stuff. So if I type in that raccoon, and then I can do capital N to go up or that N to go down. So you know what? Let's see here. We'll go to 667. Yeah, well, let's go ahead and insert a raccoon here as well. And we'll type in 878. And we'll put a raccoon right here. There we go. Okay. So now, raccoon. And then going down and going up. Okay. Nice. That makes things very easy. I wonder... I'm actually quite curious then. I wonder what... I guess it might be because it's very standard. There's so much standardization when it comes to programming on Windows. Control Z, Control X, Control C, Control S, even Control A. They all do some. They all are the commands that you use. In this case, they set it up into two different modes. You can do insert mode and insert mode, where once I just type in I can then start typing in what I want. And then afterwards, I can just cancel out, and then I can start using this. And this will be like command mode, where I don't even have to hit the control button anymore. And I could just clean up if I want. That's very useful. I can see why people work very quickly in nvim. I can see very clearly why they work very quickly. Let's see. So we're doing deleting. Oh yeah, we're much lower now. And then there's putting. Note, you can also put the text before the cursor with capital P. Ah. Okay then let's go ahead and do that. And then capital P. Oh, okay. I see. So you can really define where you want to... All right. In other words, if I want, I can put it here, will go down. And then if I do it here, it will go up. Interesting. Oh, I think I will have to go back through this again. I can do it on my own time because I'll be more familiar with it, and this will just be making sure I commit it to my brain. But it's good to learn more about these things because there's a lot of these things. Like, for instance, I like the typing, like 555G. I can instantly go there. Like that is super useful. And then deleting, it's deleting. I can delete words. I can just hit X to delete characters. Like, this is very useful. Oh. And then I can do searches with backslash. That is... Okay, next one. More changes. More changes using C. Alright, the change operator works... and that explains even more. They put... Instead of copy, they put it as C for change. Alright, so the change operator works the same way as delete. It is a C number motion. The motions are the same as word or S for end of line. And it can move to the first line below. So C money, type the rest of the line, C money, and type the rest of the line like in the second, and then press enter. Okay, let's do this. Let's see here. So C money. And then press escape. Or then press escape. The end of this line needs to be corrected using CS. I see. Okay. All right then. So C that and then delete. Oh. C that, delete. C this. All right. Let's move over here. Type C money. C deletes and puts into the insert mode. I see. Okay. So in other words, if I want to delete something and then immediately, that will save me having to push I see. And then we can then start typing. Got it. That makes the, all right. I don't know if I'll use that one frequently. I definitely know that I will push I a lot. Maybe practice. Practice will make perfect. All right, let's continue down the road. Let's see here. So in summary, you can put the text back in where you deleted by pushing P. It puts the deleted text right after the cursor. In a line you deleted, it will go to the line below the cursor. By placing it down, the character down, and pushing R, and then the character... to replace a character under the cursor, type R, and then the character. I think I might have missed that one. Interesting. All right. All right. I did not know that. I think we just missed that one. But that's, again, is quite good to know. That will, because that will definitely save. Because what I was originally doing in here was, they say format this, format this string. I'll be like, okay, well, what I'm going to do is I'm going to head over here. We'll go to the end. I'll then insert. I'll delete it. And then I'll proceed to type what I want. So we'll put in isers. But now that I know this, I need to work a bit more on my finger bracing. Oh, yeah. Yeah, I'm going to definitely have to work on navigating with my fingers. This is not easy. I'm too used to playing with playing on a keyboard WASD. So my brain wants to implement the exact same thing on my right hand, and it's just not. I'll need to work on that. All right. Okay. Anyway, and then we'll simply replace that with. There you go. Okay. I like that. Cursor location and file status. Type CG to show your location in the file. Oh. So CG to show your location in the file and the file status. All right. So that's where we are located. And it claims the status is normal. Or what does it mean by status? Meaning control. I see. So maybe capital C. Oh, okay, maybe not. Maybe not capital C. Okay, let's undo that. See here, Shift C. Yeah, definitely not capital C. C. Oh, I see. There we go. Okay. Control G. Oh, I get it. Okay, all right. Got it. Control G. Okay. Got it. C meaning control. I kind of thought it was a bit weird that there were. So Control G. Got it. So this will show your location in the file. So, oh yeah, it does. It tells us the lines, tells us 15%. Wait, how long is this file? 15%. So we're currently at, okay, so there's 2963 lines and we're at 15%. So, all right. I get it. I'm about to say, for a second I thought that we were already there, but no, we're at 466. Hold down Control and press G. We call this CG. Okay, maybe I should start reading the lessons all the way through before I start just trying to push numbers. Because they just explained it. The capital CG is Control G. Alright then. You may see the cursor position in the lower right corner, and the screen that happens to be the ruler option in sets. Press G to move up to the bottom of the file, and press GG to move you to the start of the file. It looks like a capital G, and then GG. All right, let's get back to where we were located. Oh. One second. There we go. Okay. It needs a capital G at the end. Okay. So this is navigation. All right. So this is, oh, we were just talking about this earlier. This is all the navigation stuff. Okay. And then there's the search command. We just went through that. You can type in capital R and enter replace mode. All right, capital R. Oh. I think already at newest change. I see. I think 44G 44. Ah, I see. I see. If I prefer lowercase, good to know. Good to know. Good to know. That was. There's a lot to this. Wow, there's a lot to nvim. I did not expect so much. I did not expect it to be so detailed, actually. Instead of, oh yes, yes. This is replace mode right here. Okay. Yeah, I need to remember these things. So this is replace mode. That is... Wait, what does the insert button then do? I'm so used to pushing insert to go change from replace mode to insert mode. Oh, okay, it just does, it switches between the two. Got it. Okay. Got it. That's good to know. And then search command, we were already doing that. Type in, so search for the error and you'll search for it. And then after you press enter, then simply press N or capital N to go up and down. The search phrase will have a backward, the search for a phrase in the backward direction, use question mark instead of dash. All right. Oh. All right. And then we can then. Good to know. So in other words, now let's go ahead and look for error. This is where we were last time. Oh. There it is. Okay. There was an extra O. Good to know, though. This is, again, this is very fun learning. This is very, let's see. And then if you do Control O, to go back to where you were, press Control O. That will be very useful. There's actually a... Wait, is there a memory to that? Control I will go forward. There is a memory to that. How many things have memory in this mode? In this nvim? It has memory and deletion. It has memory and where you're last positioned. Wow, that's a... We are having fun with... Hey, Gunmer. We are having fun with search right now. I've just realized something, because it says here if we want to... You push Control O to go back to where you previously were, and then Control I to go forward to where you previously were. And apparently, if you... There's also a memory in a sense where you can delete something. So if we go down and delete a line, let's head down to... We'll delete this line here. And then I can put it. Like, so there's a lot of areas where there's memory. I wonder, actually. Yeah, I know. It is very fun. That actually, now I wonder how deep the... I wonder how deep the memory is when it comes to like putting things, deleting things, and even then with navigation. Because right now it looks like the put and the yank and put, they both are at least 1 degree. So you yank something, actually, that kind of explains why you would want to yank it. Yanking makes it sound like you're holding on to it. So you yank it and then you put it somewhere, which is why there's a memory unit of 1. But then for this going back and forward, Control I and O, it is a... I could actually see why you would do that, why you would have these. Because if I'm... This actually, I wish I'd do this a bit earlier, because if you remember, I had typed in this and then raccoon to find this, like that. And then I'm like, okay then, how do I get there? I typed in 446G, or capital G, to get there. But actually, I just need to now do Control O, and it will just take me back. It's very, there's so many ways to navigate. That is, the more ways, the better, I say. Let's see, matching parentheses searches. So type parentheses. Yeah, it is a very fun tidbit. You know, I should maybe start... I will write, again, I'll do it in my own time after streaming. But what I'm planning to do is I'm going to go through here, just start writing up a basic cheat sheet for myself. That way I can, use it to at least learn enough that eventually I won't need the cheat sheet. Hey, Ansel, how's it going? Yes, we are trying to learn nvim right now. And it is very fun. There's a lot of good stuff in here. Wow, I wish I had hopped into learning it earlier. I had installed nvim back when it was, what, 0.8? And then I just never got into it because it was very daunting. It was very daunting, and I'm like, I'm gonna stick with Spider. I enjoy using Spider, but now that I kind of have the itch for programming, it seems like the apt time to start learning how to use nvim, and I wish I'd learned it earlier. It's very fun. You can go... I see. Yeah. It's quite fun to jump back and forth like this. Yes, we are reading the tutor. You are correct. Oh, there is a cheat sheet. Well, look at the last line on 5. Okay, let's go to 530 then. Let's see here. The substitute command. Oh, that's going to be very useful. Look at the last command on line 5. Oh, this is going to be very useful. Oh, wait. This is what Prime was showing off in his in one of his shorts I was watching. He was having fun showing off. He typed this very interesting commands, and then he was able to substitute all of the words in a series of a long list of things. And I was sitting there thinking, that would be so useful in my code. I have let's hop over there real quick so I can show you. So I'm busy making a bunch of these different enums here. So as you can see, these are all the different enums. I'm making them out because I'm trying to, the database that I'm building, I want to keep everything nice and standardized. So I'm building all these different enums, but sometimes when it comes to writing these out, there's an awful lot of things. And one of the ones that I wanted to do was, if you notice here is latest, and then here it's the exact same thing. And I'm like, how do I, rather than just copying this entire thing right here and then pasting it here like I had been doing, I was sitting there thinking, I wish PyCharm could just kind of copy all of them down the row, and then I could just paste it over there and then be done with it. I think that might be what that is. So let's let's get over. Oh, I need to capitalize the tutor. There we go. So let's get back over there. I have a feeling that might be it. They're really fun. I might have to. I wonder if I might have to start watching him when he does his program, because I noticed when he's streaming, you can watch the videos perfectly fine. But when he's done streaming, everything is behind a paywall. So if I want to watch him code and watch how he does things, I have to be a member. And yeah, I can't be members right now. I am in between work, so I don't have spare money to use for that. So he also does a bunch of he does a bunch of let's see here. You can start line. Yeah. That's what we've been learning. Ansel. You're a software. Oh, university. Those were I don't know if it's the same thing in the US. Everyone likes to say that the golden years are when you're in high school. I think Japan is somewhat similar. They say the golden years in high school. For me, the golden years was in university. I had so much fun in university. All the classes that I took, all of the, planning out my scheduling. University, I feel, is the best. Those are the golden years. Those are the most fun I've ever had. It was university and graduate school. Well, if someone told me you have the ability to go back in time and relive a time period, screw high school. I would pass over that in a heartbeat. Send me back to graduate school. I would love to relive those 7 years of laboring away in the lab doing experiments. That was just so fun. Yeah, Dante. High school for me, like middle school was the first layer. High school was the second layer. I hated both of them. Oh, it was so painful. I agree 100%. College is so much more fun. I was able to learn so much, and I think it was also because they actually allow you to tailor what you're going to learn as well. In high school, they just kind of dump you where they need to fill students in. So I took first year Spanish 4 years in a row because they didn't have enough students to go into year 2 Spanish, but they didn't have enough space to put me somewhere else because I had to have a very particular schedule. And my very particular schedule prevented me from going outside of Spanish. So yeah, I'm very fluent in the first year of Spanish, which is like counting and saying hello and goodbye. So, but for college, I got to learn everything that I wanted. I went into German, I went into astronomy, I went and took physics 1 and 2, chemistry 1 and 2, biology 1 through 4. Like, oh, it was so fun. It was... it makes me want to kind of go back and look at my old textbooks. When am I coming to ARC? Probably sooner than later, because I am having so much... Ubuntu is eating away at my memory for some reason. This computer I have has 8 gigs of RAM, so it should theoretically run like butter, especially with Ubuntu as the operating system. But it was just chugging not but a few minutes ago, and I don't know why. I'm guessing it's all of the fluff that Ubuntu has. I mean, if you go in here and look, let's see here. I don't need cheese. I don't know what transmission is. Like, there's a lot of stuff in here I don't really need. Yeah, you're right. It is. Ubuntu is. It is a Windows flavored Linux. I would actually say KDE is Windows flavored Linux. I would say Ubuntu is Mac flavored Linux. Okay. It is a more Mac flavored. It is more Linux Mac flavor, because I know that the iOS was actually based off of Linux, and then it was just more heavily updated or modified by Apple in order to be its secure self. But yeah, I remember using KDE a lot for lots of things. Vanilla Debian or Nix before. Do what Jan to say. Can you write htop? Okay, htop. Ooh. We are... Is it a copy? HTOP. What is... Oh, htop. No, okay. Alright, not in the OVM. Got it. Out. I don't have htop installed. Got it. See snap info. Okay. There we go. Oh yeah, this is the memory usage. Let's see here. RustDeck is using most of the memory. Could it be because I'm using RustStack? Let's see here. I have only 2 free gig ones. I wonder why. That I feel a bit cheated now. It says there are 8 gigs of RAM in here. Why are only 2 available? Let's see. Yeah, 2 gigs are free. 5 gigs are available in memory, or that might be used. I wonder why. Yeah, you can see it right here. The total is 200 and... Yeah, that's the free. This is how much is being used. And then this is the buffer and cache. So apparently for memory, they're using 5 gigs. So you aren't out of memory. Well, that's true. But I wonder why it's chugging. Maybe it's the processor. It is an i3. Your RAM is above swap. Yeah, let's type that again and go back in. Yeah, I noticed that. This is the total memory, this is the swap memory. It claims that I'm using this amount. This amount is free, and then this is in the buffer and the cache. And this is the swap. Alright. Well, it's good to know. Okay then. I will remember top. Let's see here. Let's get back into nvim. Yeah, I am... Oh, in normal circumstances, I would suggest my friends use sudo. Oh yeah, I'm not that daft. I know what that means. That's remove everything at the slash. If I want to, I could definitely speed my computer up by clearing out everything. Maybe have to reinstall the BIOS too. Yeah, I'm not that daft. That removes the fridge. I used to... Hey, Longbot, how's it going? I used to remember... There was a joke on... in these... I remember it used to be a joke on Windows. Some people would say that my Windows computer is running slow. How can I solve it? And then they would say, oh, just type in... you know, it was... what was it? It was like pretty much what you're saying. RM system 32, and your computer should instantly start moving much more quickly. Okay, let's see here. This is doing well on my end. Hope things are going well on your end as well. Right now I'm having fun learning nvim. Yeah, and learning a lot of things. I'm hoping that by going through this and picking up all the information, I will eventually be able to commit it to my brain. I tend to learn things, and then I can go, oh, I did this, I can go reference it. Because there's this one command that I have that I'm still trying to remember. It's sudo system ctl, and then you type in start mongod. I believe it's that. And then from there, it should start Mongo engine for me. And I keep forgetting it. I keep having to go, what is that? I forget. I need to go check my reference. So let's go on over here and yeah, there's my reference right there. This is one reason why I mentioned I need to this is one reason why I was mentioning. Yeah, well, yeah, it does. I don't know if that's a good or a bad thing, but that's how they tell me to start MongoD. Yeah, usually I write a bash. Usually it would have a bash script. At least if it's on Windows, you would have a bash script that would then run to start up your engine or your Mongo engine. But they said when installing it on Linux, you can just type in systemctl. Now, sorry, making references using rn equals. You use Control-R to search for the terminal commands that you've used in the current session. Control-R. I see. I did not know that. Oh, that is very good. Okay, let's try this one. CD. Yeah, okay. That's... Yeah, all right, I'm going to have to remember that too. Thanks for the FYI. Control R. Control R, and then we can do a search. Yeah, my experience with Linux came from using a Raspberry Pi. I had a project that I worked on when I was a postdoc, and what it was building a behavior system. And I had the brilliant idea of using a Raspberry Pi. So I can show you. So Raspberry Pi. So I had the smart idea of using this thing right here. At the time, it was a Raspberry Pi 4, but I think they've now out with 5, right? Yeah, they're out with 5 now. So actually, scratch that. It was a Raspberry Pi 3B. I remember it was a Raspberry Pi 3B that I was using because they just came out with the B version, and there was the A version that we were thinking about buying, but then we decided against it because of the fact that the B came out and it had a much better processor. And the reason why was because I was trying to build a behavior system. If you go into, let's see here. We want a video. Here, there it is, right there. Okay, this is good enough. Here, we can look at the picture. You can see the nice, pretty picture. Okay, maybe not see the nice, pretty picture. Come on, ResearchGate. Here it is. I was building a system to do this, where you would track these little buggers in their petri dish and see just what's going on with their behavior. We were trying to do it across many different fish. The idea was each of these would have like 6 or 7 fish in them. They would also have contain different compounds and elements to try and do tests on them. And then we would see what the entire group was doing. So we needed to do it all on a Raspberry Pi. And Raspberry Pis run Linux. So I ended up spending a lot of time learning how to use Linux for this Pi. And then most of the stuff was written in C++ because most of it was written in C++ because of the fact that the interface was through a what is that device called? There's a little controller box. It's called a I forget. I know it can run 100,000 times per second, and you use it to interface with the okay, I looked at the command name is script only. Pis are awesome. I haven't used one because I see. Yeah, that is. I am hoping. I actually found my Raspberry Pi, one of the Raspberry Pis that I have left behind. Actually, maybe I could find out what the name is on it. Yep, it's a 3B. I'm right. It is a 3B model. But yeah, I'm planning to set it up and use it again. Oh, hey. A hearsay. And KNG is... OG KNGC is all you need. Just normal C. I don't know if I could do that. Did you ever update your BIOS? Or it's so scary that the OD because electricity goes off and your motherboard becomes useless. Oh, I had done something very dumb before with the Raspberry Pi. Oh, I've done something extremely stupid. So I was updating, because when you put in your Raspberry Pi, you'll type in sudo apt-get update. And for the time I had like a bunch of different updates. I think it was a total of like 3 or 4 gigabytes worth of updates. So I was like, okay, I'm going to go ahead and type that in. We'll go ahead and do an update. And while it's updating, I will go check out and see how some of the code is, I'll do some coding while it's updating. Apparently, the Raspberry Pi didn't have enough video memory or something, and it just stopped responding. Nothing would work. The updating froze, the IDE I was using froze, nothing would work. So in my infinite wisdom, I thought, maybe it crashed. Maybe if I turn it off and turn it on again, it will solve the problem. Come to find out, I completely destroyed the SD card by doing that. And I had to quickly run in and go, oh crap, everything's gone. I needed to start using software a software to go in and start pulling off all of the data that we had on the SD card. Because come to find out, the Pi that I was using, the graduate student that was programming on it did not bother to commit any changes to an outside repository. It was all contained on that SD card. So I spent an entire day trying to recover so many files from this little SD card. It was so painful. I know it. Hey, Magicross. I know exactly what you're running. You're running... you're probably running RetroPie. Is either RetroPie or Emulation Station. Those are very fun. Actually, Windows did come out with its own version. Nope. All right. Okay, I have one more guess. You're probably running a stripped down version of Windows, because I know that Windows allows those bits. Windows has a very stripped down version that will run on a Pi. You you have to be a fresh graduate student with not even a year under your belt. You're using RetroPie. I've always wanted to set that up on my Raspberry Pi. That's actually one of the reasons why I bought an extra one, was so I could set that up. But then instead I ended up trying to do other stuff with it. I might have to get back to that at some point. MU68, bare metal. Oh, wow. That sounds very fun. Why does it sound like you're emulating an Amiga? That might be a bit much. That might be a bit. Oh, let's get back into Tutor while we're at it. But I think that might be a bit much when it comes to committing changes. I know that. I guess you could say it really depends on the person. I know when I first started learning Git, I would do something very similar, but now I kind of focus more on committing more like completed or modules. I tend to start committing when I do large modules, and then whenever I do extreme changes, then I'll commit. But I do know people who just do not use any form of version control. As I said, that one graduate student. Do I play chess? I do. I love playing chess. I know that Prime is making a chess game. I watch his videos, and he's been talking about making some kind of chess game where 1,000 people are playing at once. I might have to get in on that if it's open to the public. What's your chess, Elo? I do not know, actually. I tend to just I don't know, actually. I just know that I love playing chess. I will play against anyone who will fancy a time of playing chess. And yeah, I like to play against the computers too. So, oh, I know that there's a good, what is it? We're getting very distracted. We're getting very off topic. Let's see here. I know that there is called Chess. It's not chess.com, but chess.com alternate. Let's see here. Chess 60. I don't think it's that one. There is a open source chess.com alternative. Is it Leet Chess, maybe? I don't know. I think I just saw Leet Chess, and I'm wondering if that's it. Because so I know there's chess.com where they have a lot of bots and they have a lot of stuff that helps you with your moves, and then you can pay some money, and then they will have people who personally will check it out. But then there's this random guy out there who really loves chess, and he wrote his own version of kind of chess.com, and it's all free. You just gotta hop in and start using it. And I think if you want to, you can donate to him to help keep it running. Yeah, it's Leet Chess. Okay, yeah, I remember. Okay. I might have to install that and use it. Let's see here. Yeah, I might have to install that and start using that. I have chess.com on my phone, but I don't pay for anything, so it's very limited. Ooh. Play with a computer. Oh, they have very strengths. Time limits, correspondent, or real time, and then the variant. Oh, there's a lot of, I don't know any of these. I think I'm going to just stick with standard chess. I will have to create myself an account for this. I'm going to keep that open. Yeah, I remember that. I remember it's fully open source, and it's awesome that way. I think it's 100% awesome. Just the CPU. The Amigas are the real with real chips. Oh, that is awesome to hear. That is very fun. Actually, oh yeah, we're getting a bit distracted. I tend to. When it comes to watching things online and when it comes to content, I tend to focus very heavily on learning things. Because of that, I tend to gravitate toward I'm not logged in. And of course, as soon as I don't log in, it gives me a bunch of crap. Garbage, 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 garbage. Well, that's not garbage. These are old Cantonese. My wife, she has been using my system, hasn't she? This is all old Cantonese music that she used to listen to when she was younger. The rest is garbage. Okay, I'm going to have to log in at some point. But let's see here. What's his name? What's his name? 8-bit guy. Yeah, this guy. I always like to listen to his stuff when he's talking about old technology. Like, here's an update about his Commodore 16 and his game that he wrote called Pesky Robots. The VIC-20. Again, I just like to watch. I haven't watched these last few videos though. I think the last one I watched was actually. I should probably go find a YouTube rep and slap him in the face, because it has not been telling me. He's been releasing things every few months. The last time it told me he was doing something, it was his solar panel video 11 months ago. Those cheeky pricks. YouTube. Oh, I hate you so much. Alright, I have a lot to watch from him. I'm going to have to go back and start watching some of his stuff. He's been talking about a lot of stuff that... But yeah. I like watching his stuff when it comes to old technology. And I like watching... We mentioned Prime already. Yeah, I like watching Primogen. He's quite fun, especially when it comes to his reading the articles. I also like watching Pirate Software. I know a lot of people don't like him right now. There's also a guy I love binge watching. His name is TSO Ding. Well, let me check that out. TSO Ding Daily. Oh, they just started recommending videos from him. If this is the guy you're talking about, they just started recommending videos from him. I will have to watch. Oh, I see Rust and I see Ynet, ARM. I will have to start watching some of his videos then. I think it'll be quite entertaining. Oh yeah, alright. He built Vite from scratch, just on a whim. Oh. Then it's definitely worth giving him a watch then. That means he's, it sounds like a lot of fun. Okay, I'm gonna... Let's see here. Where is my... Let's see here. Oh, let me go ahead and... I'm gonna hop over to YouTube. And I'm gonna go ahead and subscribe to him. Actually, let's see here. So here is the... So here's the YouTube here's my YouTube proper. And let's go ahead and follow him. There we go. Now let's go ahead and sub to him. And I'll see about watching some of his stuff later. Yeah, surprisingly, I don't have very many subscriptions. I have... Actually, wait, where are all my... Oh yeah, this is this account. Okay. I should probably... This account. This is a new channel I actually made not too long ago. Why did I type that in? Okay then. Let's see, is anyone else he does a fun thing where he has his Twitch chat logs in his subtitles too, in the YouTube vids. Oh wow. Actually, I have been looking into doing subtitles for my videos, live chat, because I thought it would be very fun to have it just kind of show, I want to commit to the ToonTuber kind of setup where I have this nice fully animatic character. He can move around, he can talk, I can make him do lots of things. I can even make him change his positioning. Like, there you go, arms down, playing a game, pockets, and even like changing outfits too. I want to commit fully to having this, and one of the things I thought would be great is if I had a little bubble show up and then have all of my text show up in it. Though I need to figure out spacing a bit, and I need to figure out how to. There's a couple things I need to figure out about how to do that. I'm looking into it though, because it sounds like a very fun, silly idea. Actually, this is one reason why I put the chat up in the corner. If you can see, I have the 2 chats above my character. This way everyone in chat can see what's going on. Because it's fun to have to interact with everybody. I don't know why YouTube, or not YouTube, why Twitch wants to hide the chat. I see. Yeah, I know what you mean. I know what you mean. It is sometimes quite difficult to... Sometimes when you sit down in front of the computer and you look and you go, I don't know. Maybe instead of programming, I'm gonna go watch YouTube videos instead. Actually, while we're at it, this isn't a programming channel, but I need to subscribe to it. You prick. YouTube, why don't you listen to me? Thank you. Okay then. Awesome channel as well, since we're talking about different channels. I have a lot of channels that I like to watch. Computer File is one. I've started this, I guess you could say this is, I don't know how old this channel is. It has a lot of videos. It must be been around for quite a while. It just showed up to me recently. And this was very interesting because you might want to scrub to low level. Yes. I need to subscribe to low level as well. I need to subscribe to the squad actually. There's 4 of them TJ, low level, and some others. I'm having fun watching this because I am pretty much predominantly in software development. A lot of my work was surrounding software. So I didn't actually know much about computers. So learning about how computers store things in memory, how RAM is partitioned in the computer, even how, like, there's an entire thing in here about, let's see, I wonder, actually, where is it? I don't think it's that one. Where are you? There is a video in here where they actually went in and started talking about how the electrons, how the different electrons moving across the circuits will be formed for memory. And it was super interesting. You've been in the industry for 20 years. Oh, wow. Which part of the industry have you been in? Have you been in software development, or have you been in the engineering side, like building computers? I've been in software for 16 years, but it's been split kind of half and half, where half of it was purely academic. And when you do programming in academia, you don't really care about how the code works. It's about producing results. So the first half was pretty much, I need to process this data. Let's write a function to process this data. And then the other half was, that was a question, joke, sorry, what's the wrong audience. You're in university, I see. Not been in I see, okay. I see, I'm sorry. I misread that. I have I tend to... I have trouble reading. Anyone who watches the stream long enough will know I have trouble reading. But yeah, I've been in the industry for 16 years. I programmed for 8 years in academia, and I programmed for 8 years in industry. When it was in academia, it was focusing primarily on processing data and research. As I showed earlier, we have zebrafish, we have behaviors. I need to track the behavior, so I would write code to track all of these things. We have zebrafish. The model I worked in was zebrafish. If you want to know, let's say zebrafish. We'll go with fluorescence. I have a fish. It looks like this. How much yellow is in the fish? How much red is in the fish? How much blue is in the fish? You know, I pretty much had to do a lot of this. And it was in the later parts of my academia, or when I was in doing research or programming in academia, it started becoming more high throughput, as in, we have 1,000 fish. Can we do calculus and quantitative calculations on all of the 1,000 fish and see what's going on? It's important. Poo on you. I think my code looks fantastic, even though the nomenclature is wrong. Oh yeah, I never said I was in industry for 20 years. I said I was, I've been in it for, I've always tell people I've been in 16. You know what? I'm gonna still say poo on you. But yeah. So a lot of the code has been written for this. And then once what's a pirate software joke? Oh, I see. Yeah, there's a couple things that I am a very literal person. So if you make a joke, don't be surprised if I take it literally. And my reading is very poor. So I tend to my reading is very poor. So I tend to overread things. Yeah. I've been hearing a lot of things about him. A lot of people seem to not like him right now. I mean, there's a lot of things that one could complain about with his actions and how he is, but I mean, I'm old, man. I mean, yeah, I'm kind of, at one point I'm going to draw this raccoon with a beard and like thousands of wrinkles because I'm old. And I just don't care about all of this stuff anymore. I really don't. If he claims he's in the industry, fine then. He can claim he's in the industry. If he's been in there for 50 plus years, fine. He can say it all he wants. As long as he doesn't, as long as he doesn't piss on my rainbow, and as long as he just gets what he's doing done, I don't care. Yeah, he did for a while, from what I understand, when he was doing what was it? What was that game called? Second Life? Yeah, Second Life. No, I understand. I'm just commenting because I know that a lot of people usually get hung up on these things. I know there's this one guy on YouTube right now who is really adamant about hating on him, and I just don't get it. I don't get it. I have more important things to do with my life and my time. Like learning NeoVim. That is a very good question. I don't know. I'll have to watch more of the stuff about that. Oh yeah. I am. That is one of the funniest code things I remember doing when I learning the program. Yeah, I think that might be the big problem for him. I think he needs to become a little bit more humble. I think humble lessons would be useful. But yeah, I remember one of the funniest things that I did when I was programming. This was in Python too. So, all right. So in Python, especially when you are going to do some pretty intensive things, usually you would run. Let's see here. Let me think of a good example. So what I would do is something like this. So let's say A equals a range of 0 to 500. And then from there we would do A times B. And then B will equal range of 0 to 1,000. And then you would then go for A, or for IDX in A, A times B, and then A times B, or for A, you're getting the idea, for A, and then you're getting the idea. But this is kind of how I would do the code, or when I was a novice in it. And I noticed that, all right then, A times B. Why won't it, why? That's actually a good question. Why won't it put a, actually this is great. Now I can learn a bit more. Why is, when I type in Shift star to make it automatically does that? Yeah, comprehensions lists. And the fun thing was instead of doing it like this, what I ended up doing when I was younger was I would say, this should be put here. Oh, okay, not there. It would be put here. So I would effectively reset the range every single time. And it might not seem like much here, but when you are doing a lot more intense computations, as in if instead of B being, instead of a range, instead it is, what's a good one? Well, let's see here. What's a good one? If you have a model and then you type, let's say it's an SBERT model, and then you're encoding it. So you're doing model encodings across your values. Like this will eat up your memory for a long, long time. It makes far more sense to just cache, do the encodings all at the once. And then from there, then proceed to just do all of the computations together rather than re-encoding over and over and over again. Yeah, so writing comprehensive code is super important. I'm playing chess against someone from Ethiopia. That is fun. That is a lot of fun. Oh, I think I'm going to play some more chess when I get a chance. Oh. Actually, I just noticed I'm missing something. But yeah, I think I would like to give the benefit of a doubt to him and say that the reason why, yes, I do have a Santa raccoon. It was for Christmas. I do have a horror one that I'm working on, but since I'm updating my animations, I'm going to put the horror one over there. But yeah, I'm going to give him a benefit of a doubt. I might change my mind when I learn more about it, but I think what he's trying to tell people, because there's a huge barrier in programming where a lot of people they feel like they need to write the perfect code the first time. And as such, they end up getting either writer's block or they stall. And they just fail to start programming because it's not going to be, the first time has to be perfect. If it's not perfect, then I shouldn't write it. And I think what he's trying to do is tell people, look, don't worry about programming. Don't worry about how clean it is or how ugly it is. Just program. Just get it done. And then eventually, once you figure it out, then you'll become a better programmer. He's not a good programmer. I haven't watched him program, so I can't really say. As I said, I'm just going to give him the benefit of that when he says that, because I know that watching him and the Primogen and watching the 8-bit guy when they talk about programming, it ended up making me go, okay, maybe it's okay if my code is dog crap. Maybe it's okay that it is poo for brains, and it will get better over time. But that just might be the optimist in me. Either way, let's get here. Let's see here. I watched your morning stream because I have 2 to 5 a.m. I see. I do have to get back to Steins Gate. Yeah, it's definitely Tuesday at Steins Gate. Now, one thing that I need to figure out right now is... Actually, but... Do not have to delete another... Oh. Yeah, okay. I will have to watch him code. Why is that there? I will have to watch him code. Why is there a case statement if you don't need it? Did you see the... If we're going to talk about brain dead code... Did you see the code that was written for Sundare Simulator? And there's a storm coming my way. Did you see the code for Sundare Simulator? So, for those who are unaware, there's a game called Sundare. It's called, let's see here. It's called Sundare Simulator. And this game, the code is horrible. It is something else. This code is changing config files for the 6 hours a day. Oh, wow. Again, I haven't watched any, so I'll have to check it out. But yeah, if you could argue that is better code. I see. Oh, I will have to have fun doing that comparison. The reason why I bring up Sundare Simulator, it's Yandere. Thank you. It's Yandere Simulator. The reason why I bring it up is because the guy who was writing it, his code, it looks something like this. If like, then do this. Else, or elif, hate, then do this. Elif, then, eat, then do this. And in a game, especially a game that you want to be very efficient. If you do an elif statement, this is also in C, so technically this won't be elifs, this will be elseifs, like this. And in C, if you go if, and you go, oh, okay, if it's not this, then we'll go to the next one, and then we'll go to the next one, and then we'll go to the next one. This can severely slow down your code. Severely slow it down, because it has to go through every single if. And this is the reason why you would end up using case switch. Like, case, and then in this case, this would be action, and then from here, then you would then simply do a switch, and then this would be, I don't know, and then this would be eat, or switch, and then switch, pie, and then switch, and then like something like that. This is much faster because it instantly cuts out all of the memory that requires to go through the different if statements. So it was very entertaining going through Yandere Simulator's code and see just like all of the little ways that really drain resources on programming. And a fun thing is that this case switch, because it is because you usually don't learn that when you start programming. You always do if else. So oftentimes when you see a whole string of if else statements, you can either guess it's either A, a new programmer, or B, they're using a programming language like Python, which doesn't have case switches. Is actually redundant. Yeah, that sounds yeah, okay, I shall go check out his code. We can leave it at that. I shall go check out his code and see. If it's that bad, then yeah. With Oh, you'll have to tell me what that is. Long velocity. Long vod. What is that very long number? Got it, got it. I will go check that out. I shall check that out when I get a chance. The main thing right now is I noticed an interesting quirk in the coding. So G asterisk, oh, that is, so how do I add in, there it is. How do I add that in? So let's see here, we're going to insert. We want to add in a, let's see here, inserts. Now star. What now? Now it's doing stars. That's because of you're in Markdown file. No, it's just supposed to be a joke. No. That's fine. That's fine, John. It's good to have these conversations. As I said, As I said, I am old. I am old. Odds are I'm probably older than half the population on Earth now. Probably more than half the population on Earth. I don't care about the drama anymore. All I care about is learning. And if I can learn new code, then I am happy with it. And it's not going to change my opinion on anyone else either. I mean, if Pirate Software is bad at code, I do not care. As long as I get to learn more about programming, and as long as he's not hurting anybody, I do not care. Let's see here. All right, let's go ahead and, okay, so here we're in normal mode. Now we're going to go, we want to insert. So A times, and it does that immediately. Oh, it is a bunch of silly music that I ended up generating. I would like to find some more copyright-free music. So at the moment, I'm using some AI generated music that I ended up messing with a lot to try and make it sound nice. But yeah, I used an AI generator to make this. I will eventually. I can't do everything at once. Maybe I can find somebody who really likes to make music, and then they can lend me the music. Put markdown parentheses asterisk as in italics. I see. So the shift and then the star, it makes it a markdown. So then how do I just put down the, other than pressing it 3 times? And now we're in markdown mode again, I think. Yeah, I think we're now in markdown. For people invested, it is decent, funny joke though. I see. He was... Oh, are you talking about the Stop Killing Games? Are you referring to Stop Killing Games? Actually, I hear thunder in the background. Let's see here. It is a big hobble mess. I will say, let's see here. Oh, 1 second. Yep, it is raining. If the stream cuts, okay, well, we're gonna have to. I'll end the stream real quick, or okay, let's wind down and I will end the stream because if it starts raining, I'm gonna lose internet. But yeah, from my understanding, when it comes to things like Stop Killing Games, again, maybe it might be because I'm an optimist. Maybe it's because I'm old and I just don't care. But I try to understand why it actually comes through when we were going through NeoVim. I try to understand the reasons why. Why is it like this? Why does a person think this way about something? So when I heard about the Stop Killing Games fiasco and his what was going on with him, the first thing I went is, why does he think it this? What made him think about it in this particular way? Maybe he is fully misunderstood. Maybe there is something in what he says. My last few chats will help you with the asterisk issue. Yeah, okay. Let me get up here and see here. If you write an asterisk in the PI file, it will work as intended. Oh, I see. I get it. Okay. So it's a file. All right. That means I need to make sure that it know. Good to know. Thanks for telling me, Gunnar. Or Gunnar. Thanks for saying it. That is very important to know. Yeah, I think it's a misunderstanding on his end. No. As I said, I have to hop off. I'm going to have to hop off pretty soon. I think it's a misunderstanding largely because I went through his logic. I went through what he was saying. And then I started going through deeper. And I know where he's coming from. I don't agree with him, but I know where he's coming from. And I also know, having worked with law, that it is they need to be very meticulous when it comes to how the law is written. Because look at Apple. Just look at Apple every time Apple tries to do something. If you remember, right now, Apple is currently being sued by the European Union, I think. It's the EU, right? The European Union is suing Apple because they claim it is anti-practice. Can we go back to learning? Yeah. Oh, I'm gonna, as I said, this is the end of I'm gonna hop off in a minute. Because, again, there's more thunder. The rainstorm is going to hit us real soon. I will continue learning about the programming. I wonder if I can do it tomorrow. Because, yeah, we'll be cut off soon. But I just wanted to mention. All right, you have a good one. You have a good one, Jen. But yeah, because if you look at Apple... If you look at Apple, every time a law comes, or every time something comes out to tell Apple you need to change, for instance, like the USB ports, or the fact that you need to allow other stores to be allowed to sell items on Apple. You don't have to go through, not just through the Apple Store. And they keep interpreting like, all right, they say there needs to be a store, or there needs to be a store or a website, and they will say, oh, because there's that word or, that means we can completely ignore everything after the word or, because it's optional. It's not saying that you have to do A or B. They're just saying we just have to do A. And as such, Apple keeps doing these things and keeps getting in trouble. And they're just saying we just have to do A. And as such, Apple keeps doing these things and keeps getting in trouble. And the same